Sagittarius, this is your reading for June 1st through the 8th. So come Monday, we're going to have a breakdown to break through. This is the second time this has happened, and I'm using an older Mac, but like I'm recording full readings and then they don't record. So it's like, I know the frustration that you guys are working on. You guys are in a point of your career where things might be crumbling beneath your feet, and you have to just have faith that your heart and the message that your heart has is what's going to transcend you and move you past this energy. So the first card I pulled was Beyond Death Life. And you see that there's this like golden light that is calling this being forward in such darkness that it's like, it's the darkest part of the card around this light. And I feel that you guys are going to have to really trust that there's a part of you that the world hasn't seen yet, because it's been something that you've had to kind of hold back from saying. So whether you're having a loved one pass away, I really, my heart goes out to you for healing, for being grounded, and for realizing the gifts that they gave you and being able to move on. And then we have Bhavatrini from the Kali Oracle deck, and I want to read what she has to say. 44 does speak to a breakdown, breakthrough, but then new decisions that are coming out. I believe to honor your heart and to not lose that optimism, that Jupiterian optimism. Jupiter is in your in your 10th house of career. So it's like whatever is falling apart right now is going to be replaced by something that you actually wanted. And all it's going to take for you is to move past the people who lurk in the corners and hate on you, because you guys are so bright. People need shades to actually vibe with you if they're a hater. Like, they cannot stand to see you win, but those aren't the people to focus on. The people to focus on are those people who love you unconditionally. They would love you if you stopped shining. They would love you if you stopped making music. They would love you if you lost all your money tomorrow, and they would be the people who would build you back up to make that money again. One thing that I wanted to share is that Tim Ferriss, I've been listening to him give interviews for a really long time. And he will regularly partake in like a stoic fast, where it's like he doesn't have the luxuries that he is so used to having. I met him once too, and he was really upset over something, but I was just so like starstruck that he kind of remembered who he was. And I have the feeling that like there's something that's really infuriating. Like even just now, this experience of recording something that I wanted to share, it was coming from this pure stream of connection. And then it's like it just goes away. Like nothing came of it. And if that's happening for you, I just want to share with you that you're not alone. But that doesn't mean that you stop making it, because there will be glitches. There will be glitches. We're in an age of technology. That's what we have now. And for those of you guys who aren't really with that, just know that you're being called to step up beyond what you see and what you've experienced to create something new, so that people can live in harmony with nature, so that we can honor and cherish our earth and consider ourselves a species on this earth, and not like a nuisance or something that needs to be gotten rid of. If someone's making you feel that way too, just know that they're projecting. One spiritual practice that I have is a shielding technique, but it uses a cone that came in today to make it into a cone, and for it to be like a cone full of mirrors. There aren't really lines in nature. Everything is a spiral, but man has made lines that I believe express our understanding of the dimensions, of like two-dimensionality. And it's really interesting if you look at the scientific dimensions and then equate that with vibration or the spiritual dimensions. So being linear, that's one dimensionality. And I think two-dimensionality is being linear, but you can move forward and backwards. Three-dimensionality is this time-space density. Fourth dimension is moving through that. And that's where I've done a lot of healing work, which is like memory. Memory is a tool, so you can go back and revisit memories. One that's coming up is to go to the moment that your mom got news that she was pregnant with you. That might hurt, but what you want to do is chant Ma in that moment, and it's so grounding, it's so nurturing. Okay. Bhavatrini, the tantric priestess of karmic release, manifests with the capacity to integrate a higher divine energy into even the most stubborn patterning that has so far resisted healing. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop fueling the fire or reverse the damage, she appears. Her presence indicates that this is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. She will support the work, and much growth can come from it, particularly at this time. No matter how wild they may seem, the storms of your life shall be gentled. You shall emerge unharmed. So you guys are having Uranus transit your 9th house of belief. And I know that Mercury is there, and it will move into your 10th house of career. So you might have been under the surface of, like, you know, maybe you're at a job that you hate and you can't stand. You're starting to develop new beliefs that could sustain you for your lifetime and leave behind a legacy that you would like to leave behind. And it's all going to come out. Like, you're not going to be able to repress it or hide it anymore. For those of you guys who are like married to your career, you have your work wife, your work husband, just know you don't have to sacrifice any of this. If you want to stay at your job, that's fine, and just see how your job could pay for trainings for you, how you can continue to grow and develop something, because people who publish works are sometimes experts in their field, and they have like a backing of a corporation. And that works for some people, but for those of us entrepreneurs, just know that maybe you've been approaching your work with an agenda. Maybe you've been approaching it with a strategy, but you're going to have some breakthrough that evolves you to this next plane. Maui, trickster, this is around our beliefs and our thoughts with them. And we had that full moon on the 23rd of May that allowed for you to kind of look at the beliefs that you had that were outdated and start to extract what's not working. You might have come to a place where you're like, well, a lot of this isn't working. What do I do to get out of this? And Maui excels. You know, we had some troubles here. We had some traumatic events that happened, but the community came together. This is a place on earth where people really care about their families. And it's so beautiful to be here. And it was also really heartbreaking and heart healing my first few years when I was here by myself. All I had was my will to not go home to my parents. Queen of Fire. So you guys are coming into a passionate place. I also could see like some relationships coming together. There could have been someone who you were overlooking because you were so convinced. 10th house represents the father. You were so convinced of what a man was or a masculine figure was and what you could get out of a relationship. But your fears are starting to like, they aren't as strong anymore. They don't have as much control over you as they might have once had. And this is a really empowering moment for you this week because you're going to start to be able to think about the man you want, the career you want, the legacy that you're wanting to leave behind in a new way that isn't so blocked and bombarded by your gender, by what you were raised to believe, by the ways that you were kind of like shortchanging yourself or like tight on your own willingness to invest in your own interests. And for those of my Sagittariuses who have played a part for so long, I feel like it's just going to be weak sauce. Like, you're not going to want to live in this way. It's going to be something that breaks your heart if you continue to do it. Beyond the threshold of fear, yay, 25. So we are moving out of that because we're willing to be in a place where we feel our thoughts and we're willing to chew on them and digest them before we just say, okay, this is all I can do. This is all I've been taught. This is the only structure I've been given, and this is all I can do. And I feel like beyond the threshold of fear lies every single opportunity that you could want for yourself. And while I have this fear, even now as I'm making this second recording, that it won't record. It'll be like another moment of my life that has gone into this void. We have to move past that. We have to trust that there is something behind the disappointments that we've had, Sagittarius, and there is something that we can give to the world that will further what it is that we can do and who it is that we are and what we have to give. So I have my full June readings up. I have some shorts if you guys haven't caught up on those. Just know that we are moving beyond fears, and this is allowing us to make the impact that we came here to make, Sagittarius. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it's going for you. Check out my June webinar. It's happening on Wednesday, 8 a.m. Hawaiian time. If you can't make the live event, you could purchase the replay. Just know that I love you all so much, and I'm cheering you on. Aloha.